Welcome to the quiz for section number 3 in the PRINCE2 Agile Practitioner certification training. Section 3 is about applying and evaluating the focus areas to a project in an agile context. There will be 12 questions from this syllabus section in the exam, and these would be particularly questions numbered 39 to 50 out of the 50 questions. These questions need to be attempted based on additional information for these questions, as well as the scenario information in the exam. The only questions in the exam which are not based on the scenario are the first 6 questions. From question number 7 until 50, they're all based on additional information for specific question sections. Section number 3 is about the focus areas, which concerns the agilometer, the 6 sliders on the agilometer, to understand their significance and how to improve those characteristics in an agile project. It's also about describing the requirements terminology, the decomposition of the requirements, prioritization, including Moscowing and ordering techniques. And also the rich communication focus area, its importance and key techniques, and managing frequent releases and the benefits of failing fast. So in summary, it's about the agilometer, the requirements, the rich communications, and frequent releases. Let us look at the additional information in the scenario for specifically questions numbered 39 to 50. This section is about move premises. Chesterton is currently located across several sites, and they want to move to one site as quickly as possible due to the expected increase in demand. The new premises are very large, and therefore Chestertons believe that all of the cheese making can be brought together onto one site. There is a concern about the new premises because the access road is quite narrow, and it also has limited space for parking, although alternative parking arrangements are available. It is important to note here that alternative arrangements are available. The landlord who owns the building lives abroad, but has agreed that if Chestertons do not like the new premises, they can move out without penalty as long as they do so within 3 months of their arrival. Chestertons make several types of cheese, and their aim is to have all 4 production lines fully operational as soon as possible. Further, there will be a number of work packages in this work stream. The first one is the production line. Move 4 production lines to the next new premises shown as P1 to P4 on the timeline. 2. Refrigeration room. That is the cold storage facilities for both raw produce and manufactured cheese. The third one are the administration offices to prepare office space ready for all admin staff, including those working in IT, facilities, operations, sales, marketing, and finance. The premises team are not quite sure about how the agile ways of working apply to their work in the project, but are willing to be guided. So this is the additional information in the scenario for these questions. And we also take a quick look at the move premises on the schedule map. So we see here that at the bottom, the move premises work stream, and we see we got the P1 here in these weeks, then we got P2 and P3, the refrigeration room, and P4, the administration offices. And these need to be moved before the International Cheese Festival. So these are the 4 work packages, the P1 through P4. With that information, let's look at the questions. And we see here, as clarified before, using the project scenario and move premises additional information, answer the following questions. If you notice now, these questions are quite long. Questions from 1 through 6 were quite short because they do not refer to the scenario. But these are scenario based, so you need to apply and do some analysis to answer these questions from now on for all the sections. So section 3, 4, and 5 would have these type of questions. We begin with number 39. The project manager used the agilometer to assess the prevailing agile environment in order to tailor PRINCE2 in the most effective way. You might recollect that section 3 is about the agilometer amongst other things. So this is an agilometer question. Due to the current production processes being located over several sites and the landlord of the new premises being in a time zone over 10 hours difference, it was observed that the ease of communication slider is low. Which action is an appropriate response to this observation? A. To have a workstream launch party to build a one-team culture with the staff to be relocated. B. To create an email distribution list to ensure the team is kept up to date on decisions and progress. C. To ensure that the updated backlog is distributed weekly to the team and the landlord. Or D. To use webcams on calls to the team and landlord to enable face-to-face communication. Note that the question is about the ease of communication slider on the Agilometer, not the other sliders. So you need to pick up the one relevant to the ease of communication slider, which is currently low, and an appropriate response would be to improve the ease of communication in this project. So we begin with option A. Option A is more of level of collaboration slider, which ensures to have one team culture. In this case, the one team culture is being done using a workstream launch party. Option B, using an email distribution list to keep people informed and keep them up to date. Emails reduce the level of collaboration, and this does not improve the ease of communication. Whereas informal and low-tech communication, which is face-to-face or over the phone, should be encouraged. Therefore, B is also not a proper response to improve the ease of communication. Option C, to have a backlog for the product and making it visible weekly to everybody and the landlord. This also is not an ease of communication, meaning a weekly distribution. New features for a product generally held in a prioritized list called the product backlog. However, distributing them weekly is not a good idea because that does not create a good engagement with the team. Whereas more informal and low-tech communication, meaning face-to-face or over the phone, should be better. The last one, using webcams on calls to enable face-to-face. This is correct because using video conferencing and planning around different time zones, because in the question we see that there's a time zone difference of 10 hours between the locations. Therefore, this is a good way of improving the situation, meaning improving the ease of communication slider. We now move on to the next question, number 40. The premises team is made up of both operations and maintenance staff, assigned full time to the team. The operations process must comply with hygiene regulations, and therefore, the operations staff is focused on delivering the required level of quality. The operations staff members feel that only they have the authority and knowledge to make key decisions with respect to how the lines are set up. They are unhappy that the maintenance staff members have, in the past, not appropriately implemented some minor operational improvements. Which slider on the Agilometer would be the most appropriate to give a low setting as a result of this behavior? A. Level of collaboration. B. Ease of communication. C. Ability to work iteratively and deliver incrementally. Or D. Advantageous environmental conditions. The four options listed are from the sliders only. And we have to see the situation here is connecting to which slider. Option A, this slider, level of collaboration, is concerned with behaviors that create a one-team culture, which results in excellent working relationships internally and externally to the project. High levels of trust exist and a desire to be helpful also exists. Whenever there's a lack of partnership and baggage associated with events from the past, this would indicate a low setting on this slider. And we see here that there is less collaboration here. So if you look at, there are some clues here. They are unhappy that the maintenance staff members have in the past not appropriately implemented some minor operational requirement. This is like keeping baggage of the past, which is definitely connected with the level of collaboration. And they feel that they have the authority and knowledge to make key decisions, and they don't seem to be very helpful. And the trust seems to be lacking. Therefore, A is definitely the correct answer. Ease of communication. This is more concerned about making communication easy among everybody. And the environment will be communication rich with a lot of face-to-face interaction and visual information such as prototypes, models, and posters and charts. Therefore, B is incorrect. Option C is about the ease with which a project is able to deliver benefits to the customer by regular partial deliveries of the final product. The ability to work iteratively and deliver incrementally. So this is incorrect. The last option is concerned with the overall working environment being very supportive of the agile way of working, such as personnel are assigned full-time to their work, they're appropriately skilled, and they have very efficient platforms or tools to work from, meaning the environmental conditions are advantageous. The situation doesn't indicate anything of this nature. Therefore, the correct answer would be option A only.